Over the years of making credit card content on this very channel and building out my own wallet at the same time, I've researched pretty much every significant credit card in the game. In doing so, I often stumble upon secret tricks, little perks, or even hidden benefits within the cards that can help you save money or even just level up your credit card game. In this video, I'm going to share 10 of my favorite credit card secrets that you may not be familiar with today. This is going to be a fun one, so let's jump right in. So my 10 favorite secrets, well, that's going to include tips from all sides. You'll hear general tips that apply to multiple issuers and multiple different cards, but I'll also have some secrets that I found out that I really love that really only apply to a single issuer or even a single credit card. That being said, this list is fun, it's helpful, it should make you some money, and I really do believe that there's at least 1 to 2 or 3 things in here that you've probably never heard of if you're like most people out there that you can start putting into play in your everyday wallet. I'm kicking things off with one of my personal favorites, and I call this the Venture X Double Dip. Now, the Venture X Double Dip is a specific method that I love to use that increases your travel booking returns by 5 to 10% every single time. Here's exactly how you do it. First, if you're ever redeeming Capital One miles and the best option for you is through the Capital One travel portal, you need to book every single purchase you make in that portal in cash. And by cash, I mean on your Venture X. You may have miles to use, and that's okay, but you're going to have to resist the temptation to actually make that booking using those miles. For example, here's a nice hotel room priced at $633.60 before taxes, or in total, $724.21. With this hotel, you'll earn 10x back when booking through the portal with your Venture X card. As you can see, you'd earn 7,243 miles from your booking, which at a 1 cent per point valuation is worth $72.43. However, because Capital One actually allows you to erase your travel related purchases, I want you to go ahead and book this or anything similar in cash and then go back in and erase those purchases afterwards. As you can see here, I've made a few purchases myself, and Capital One allows you to erase them at a fair 1 cent per point valuation. This is important because in that example, I can book the room with cash, earn those 7,000 plus miles, and then on the back end, as soon as it hits my statement, erase it for 72,421 miles. Therefore, both earning and redeeming miles in the most effective way with the Venture X Double Dip. Let's look into secret number 2, which is basically stacking Rakuten plus merchant offers to get yourself free money. Now, I know most people watching have probably heard of Rakuten. In fact, they're a sponsor of the Golden State Warriors, and it's a popular browser extension that you simply install, and it gives you additional reward multipliers on top of the purchases you already make online. And yes, you can still earn your original credit card multipliers no matter what you decide to use for checkout. If you're not using Rakuten, it's honestly a no-brainer, and I have a link below in the description that'll get you $30 on Rakuten after making your first purchase. Now, there's a few different layers to the secret, so let's start with layer 1. Of course, Rakuten is known for extra cash back. It's really no skin off your back, and the browser extension is completely free. However, level 2 to this is if you have an American Express card that earns membership rewards points, connecting your Rakuten account to your American Express account to earn membership rewards points instead of cash back. If you're one of the people out there who value membership rewards points at a higher valuation than cash back, well, this is going to earn you excess value because you'll be able to earn in MR points as opposed to just cash back. Now, what's crazy is when the stars align, you can stack multiple offers on top of each other. For example, if you're an Amex card holder and you have Rakuten, you're already earning in membership rewards points, but there may be an Amex offer for the same exact partner. This would create a triple dip strategy. Sorry, I'll have to come up with a better name for that, but here's what actually happens. Say you need to buy a new carry-on bag. Maybe it's $150, and you see that Rakuten has a 2% back with base or 2x membership rewards points. When you're making that purchase, you could obviously use a card like the Amex Blue Business Plus, which earns 2x points on all purchases. And you just happen to check that through your Blue Business Plus, there's a base Amex offer that allows you to earn 15% back on a single purchase up to $40 back. Now, tallying all that up on a $150 purchase, you've got 2x points back from Rakuten, that's 300 membership rewards points, 2x more points from your Blue Business Plus, another 300 points, and then about $22.50 cash back from the boosted Amex offer. That's roughly $35 in cash value you're getting on an $150 purchase. As you can see, this starts to stack quite quickly. Now, to take this to one even higher level, you can install an app like Card Pointers or even another card management app. I use Card Pointers myself, and the channel has a partnership with them that allows my viewers to get 30% off on that price. But a good card management app like Card Pointers will automatically add all of your Amex, Chase, and other different bank offers automatically every single time you log in. So from time to time, you'll purchase something online and you'll just see yourself earning extra issued points. All right, let's back it down on secret number 3 to a broad-based common one that some people still don't know about, and that's the ability to convert cash back into travel currency for enhanced earning value. Now, common issuers like Chase, Capital One, Citi, etc. allow you to combine your cash back currency into travel points if you have the correct point earning cards. Let's just talk briefly about the impact this actually has and the ripple effect of multiplying your earnings in the door to when they go out the door for great redemptions. Let's say that the Freedom Unlimited earns 1.5% cash back on everything. Now, that doesn't sound too great, right? Now, if you simply take a Freedom Unlimited and pair it with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, card that earns point currency for travel, well, at a base level 1.25x redemption inside the Chase Travel Portal, now you've taken your 1.5% cash back, and if you pool the points and redeem inside the portal, you're earning effectively 1.875% now on every single purchase. The same thought process works with the family of Capital One cards, the Saver and the Venture X, and also the powerful Citi Trifecta, where you look at cards like the Citi Double Cash, the Citi Custom Cash, and pulling those thank you points with your Citi Strata Premier. Now, a lot of people know about this, but for those who don't, this flexibility is a hidden perk that you're not going to realize early on in that journey. Secret number 4 is I want to tell you about the only $0 annual fee lounge access card that I can find left in the credit card game. Now, most people think you've got to pay the big bucks for airport lounge access, and that's because it seems so exclusive. You look at cards that are marketed all the time, the Amex Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and their beautiful lounge access, but also the expensive annual fees, upwards of $550. That is all generally true. Those are the best ways to access most lounges. However, if you've just wanted to try and see what that lifestyle is like for yourself, let me introduce you to the $0 annual fee US Bank Altitude Connect card. This card includes 4 visits a year to Priority Pass lounges. No other card that I can find that's widely available does this. And yes, Priority Pass, they can be a little hit or miss. However, if you want to conservatively value those visits at about $20 a pop, given the free food and drinks inside those Priority Pass lounges, well, 4 visits in a year is going to result in an $80 valuation on that $0 annual fee card. Plus, it's packed with other perks and benefits, so check it out if you've ever wanted to try lounge access but aren't willing to jump fully into the travel credit card game and those expensive annual fees. Now, for the next 3 secrets, we're going to talk about food, eating, and saving money, because this really affects everybody. Let's talk about secret number 5, which is the Chase Grocery app hack to earn 3x back on online groceries at the grocery store in person. Now, more and more people are coming up with ways in 2025 to integrate the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the 3x back on online groceries into actually earning those points, whether you're online or even in store yourself. Now, we have verified confirmed points on exactly how to do this specifically at Kroger and Publix, but more stores and more people figuring out these hacks are coming online with different data points every single day recently. Here's how to do this at a Kroger or a Publix. Load your Chase Sapphire Preferred onto your grocery store's app. In this case, we're looking at Publix, and you can pay with the app at checkout by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Just by doing this, even with your feet physically planted in the store at the checkout line, that counts as online groceries and triggers that 3x. Now, this matters for a ton of different reasons, but I can think of a few big ones. For example, Chase put this in and no one ever used it, and people still valued their $95 Sapphire Preferred as one of the best travel cards you can get. If this becomes more widespread, or you can start tapping into it, it effectively eliminates the need for some of those pricey grocery store specific credit cards that have higher annual fees. Second of all, I think with so many people jumping on that 100,000 point offer, which changed the game this spring, well, they've got to find ways to meet that sign-up bonus minimum spend requirement. And the grocery store is a very common outlet to get that done. By the way, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments if you've done this yourself at other grocery stores outside of Kroger or Publix. Secret number 6 is triggering grocery store benefits through the PayPal debit card. Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you probably know a few things. First of all, my wife and I, we actually do our grocery shopping at a Walmart, and it's for two main reasons. First of all, the prices are much more reasonable than some of the other grocery stores around. And it's just a convenience thing with the online ordering and the location proximity to where we live. Now, this was terrible for maximizing credit card rewards until the PayPal debit card came along and actually allows you to get 5% cash back up to $1,000 a month on grocery store purchases, including at General Walmarts. Here's exactly how you trigger that. First, you'll apply for the card and set up your free PayPal account. Each month, I personally set a reminder inside my phone to trigger the 5% grocery store category and activate that in the PayPal app. I add money from my bank to my PayPal account. I personally like to trigger a floor threshold of $300 so that every time the PayPal account dips below that, it automatically pulls and reloads from my bank. Finally, use your PayPal debit at checkout at Walmart in person. It'll trigger the 5% cash back on groceries. And as you can see here, this $2 purchase earned me 10x PayPal points. Let's look at Secret 7, which is the widespread availability of delivery app credits inside of credit cards that most people have no clue even exist. Now, everybody's got friends who DoorDash or Uber Eats, maybe just a little too much, or maybe that's you. Regardless, what a lot of people don't understand is there's so many benefits for these apps that are baked inside of credit cards as they try to increase their popularity and accessibility for a lot of people in the US. If you use any of these apps as part of your normal eating routine, well, credit card could legitimately save you hundreds of dollars a year, and you may not have even known that. Here's a few of the best options out there. For DoorDash credits, Chase is a massive partner. On the Sapphire Reserve, you get complimentary Dash Pass membership for 12 months and up to $25 monthly worth of promos. On the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you don't get the same enhanced benefits, but you do get complimentary Dash Pass membership for a year. As for Grubhub, well, Amex has you covered there. The Gold Card offers a $10 monthly credit that can be applied to Grubhub purchases. And of course, Uber and Uber Eats, we can't forget about those. The Gold Card also offers $10 a month in Uber Cash, and if you have the Amex Platinum, you'll get $15 a month plus a $20 bonus in December. Finally, I want to pitch one outside the box idea if you're a Chase user, and that's actually redeeming your Chase points for discounted DoorDash gift cards through the Ultimate Rewards portal. Now, I'll warn you, this isn't the best, most valuable use of your Chase points, so take this hint with a grain of salt. However, I'm almost always seeing discounted DoorDash gift cards, which you can redeem at a 1.11 cent per point valuation with your Ultimate Rewards points. If you're going to spend on DoorDash and you don't have an urgent use for your Chase points, well, that could be a way to go. Secret number 8 is downgrading credit cards, not canceling and losing your credit line. Are you thinking of closing a credit card to avoid an annual fee? Well, that's so common, but a lot of times you may not actually have to. Now, most issuers and card families allow you to downgrade instead of canceling a card, and that's actually going to be a lot better in most situations. Now, the issuers themselves, they won't tell you this or publicly advertise that you can do this. Why? They would love for you to stay stuck in a high annual fee card that you're afraid to cancel because you know that will ding your credit score. However, instead of canceling, Many times, call your issuer and ask them what the downgrade option is. For example, the Sapphire Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve from Chase, they can be downgraded into any of the $0 annual fee Freedom family cards. Same with a card like the Delta SkyMiles Platinum, a card with over a $300 annual fee that can be downgraded into the Delta SkyMiles Blue, a card with a $0 annual fee. This will allow you to preserve your credit history and utilization ratio and is almost always the better option. Secret number 9 is moving credit limits in between credit cards. Did you know that you can almost always move available credit limits within credit cards between the same issuer? For example, if you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Freedom Unlimited, and you're planning a large purchase, and each of those cards have a $10,000 credit limit, you can call Chase and ask to move the $10K on your Sapphire Reserve over to the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This can be helpful when you're staring down a big purchase that you want to earn rewards for, but otherwise may have not been able to pay via credit card to get it done because you didn't have the limit on a single card itself. Now, I always want to remind you to pay your balance off in full on time every single month, because earning credit card rewards is not worth paying interest on an outstanding balance. Secret number 10 is virtual card numbers. Most credit card users don't know that they can actually get a virtual made-up number that represents their credit card to protect them and their card accounts when purchasing online. These let you mask your real card number, set spending limits, and even freeze or delete them at any time. There are a few major issuers that support this. For example, Capital One, Citi, American Express, but surprisingly, Chase this time does not. How you do this, for example, through Capital One, would be to download the browser extension Eno, which is a Capital One feature. You can use a virtual card number after you've installed Eno, and you'll be prompted to do so at checkout on most online purchases. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you had a bunch of fun. I did making it, and I'll see you in the next one.